A very good morning to you all aspirants. Welcome to the Civil Media's Daily Current Affairs Analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy, and today's date is 10th of August 2025. And before getting into the topic of today's discussion, and if you haven't subscribed for the Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel as well as click the bell icon to receive the prompt notification. And let's move to the topics for today's discussion. And the topic taken for today's discussion are the International Tribal Day and the Apollo's mission of US, and the third topic is the MERITE Scheme, which was recently introduced, and the fourth topic is the green hydrogen and the indigenous green hydrogen shipbuilding mission, and the fifth is the USA and its commitment and its recent action towards the climate change. This news article taken from The Hindu will elicit about the celebration of International Tribal Day by the Andhra Pradesh CM Mr. Chandrababu Naidu in the Alluri Sitaramaraju district. And with this article, we are going to discuss about the International Tribal Day and the initiative taken by the Indian government for the socio-economic welfare of the tribal people. And with this, we move to the further section of the video where we discuss the following. And coming to the International Tribal Day, the International Tribal Day or the World Day for the Indigenous People was observed on August 9th of 2025 or August 9th of every year. And this was meant to be the purpose of the establishment or the celebration of this International Tribal Day is to raise awareness about these indigenous people and their need in the society, as well as the challenges associated with the indigenous peoples and in evolving situation, as well as their rights has to be empowered properly. This also observed for the recognition of their contribution towards the environmental protection and creating the ecosystem more viable, as well as maintaining their cultural heritage which is associated with their native land. And with respect to the history of the observation of International Tribal Day, it has been established by the United Nations General Assembly in the year of 1994, which will be caused because of the first meeting that was happened on the basis of the celebration of these indigenous people. And the first meeting was conducted by the United Nations Working Group on Indigenous Population in the year of 1982. And the present year's theme, that is 2025 theme of this International Tribal Day, was Indigenous Peoples and Artificial Intelligence, Defending Rights and Shaping the Future. This is also important with respect to the UPSC prelims point of view, as they may ask about this theme of this International Tribal Day with respect to this 2025 year. What is the theme behind this? And in this year, they have included artificial intelligence, which is not at all in the vicinity of the indigenous people, and they include this artificial intelligence with respect to the indigenous people because the data which was sufficient with respect to rest of the world, but the data is insufficient with respect to the indigenous people across the world. So they might integrate or they make it want to be an comprehensive data with respect to these indigenous people to make the artificial intelligence development more viable as well as more comprehensive one. And moving to the further section of this video, according to the indigenous people and the UN estimation towards them, according to them, the UN's population estimation, around 476 billion people of indigenous people, that is tribal people, found to be present in the 90 countries across the globe, which contributes about 6.2% of this world population. And with respect to the diversity of this indigenous people, they speak about most of the world languages, and they are very familiar with the 7,000 languages across the world, and they represent around 5,000 cultures, which is very unique and peculiar with clear distinction between them. And the one common feature associated with these indigenous people or tribal people are disproportionately they are very considered to be categorized as the very extreme poor condition, and they are often found to be in the very remote areas across the globe, and they are only found to be in the remote areas, or they are not in the vicinity of the common rural people or common urban people, and their distribution was majorly found to be present in the Asian region and some parts of Latin America, Africa, and some remote areas of elsewhere in the world. And with respect to the environmental protection or the environmental viability, they play a key role. They also play a vital role in the protection of world's biodiversity and forest conservation through their adequate traditional knowledge, and they dwell around the forest areas with them, that is, they are very sufficient with the forest produce, so they are more dependent on the forest area, so they are protecting the forest, and they may not incur or they may not adapt to the artificial things which are not associated with the nature. So they are playing a vital or a pivotal role in balancing the ecosystem as well as the environmental conservation. And with respect to the initiative taken by the Indian government to the welfare of the tribal people, the first initiative was around 4,250 crore of fund has been dispersed with respect to the Assam and Tripura package for the empowerment of tribal people around the Assam and Tripura region, which also include the peace accord that was tribal conflict zone on between Assam and Tripura. That is, we have very recently came to know that there is a conflict between Bru tribe, that is Riang tribe, as well as the Meitei tribes. So the amount has been dispersed with respect to the establishment of peace between them, and also with respect to the education, healthcare, and livelihood empowerment of these people. And with respect to Andhra Pradesh tribal development, there is a drive with disbursement of 2,404 crore for the specific establishment of infrastructures like school, hospital, and plantations varieties, and also the adequate drinking water provisions. And they are also indulged in the indigenous products. Apart from indigenous products cannabis or tobacco production, they had to be involved in the cultivation of various crops. So they are involved in the process of crop diversification by this tribal farmers, like cultivation of coffee, tea, and silver oaks, cultivation of jackfruits in the replacement of cannabis cultivation, which will be a more economic value, as well as it will add value to the society also. This crop diversification will create a stimulus to the nation as well as their empowerment, because it produces more economic value to the society as well as for the development of the tribal community itself. And there is also another scheme for the welfare development of these tribal people, and that is the establishment of their or identification of their arctic crafts. That is, with respect to Arunachal Pradesh handloom is a classic example. That is Arunachal Pradesh handloom and handicraft policy of 2025, which supports the tribal weavers and their heritage culture. And with respect to this Arunachal Pradesh, there is a tribe called Apatani tribe, and their products is also known as loin looms, which is a type of handicraft which is made by this Apatani tribes, which is also very similar to the products of the Arunachal Pradesh, another tribe called as Neoshi tribes, and they have recently made this handicraft for the recognition of GI tag. And also there is another product called Iddu Mishmi handicraft, which is also got that GI tag, which is also an indigenous product of this land, Arunachal Pradesh. And the union budget of India, that is with respect to the 2025 and 2026, the separate dedicated scheme has been involved, and the fund has been released, and the fund was around 14,925 crores for the welfare of the tribal people as well as the tribal affairs. And there is a separate model called the Ekalavya model of residential schools, which is also very important for the empowerment of the tribal children's as well as the UPSC preparation for ourselves. And there is a separate dedicated schemes for the tribal welfare, that is Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Vikas Mission, which is a consolidation of two schemes which we are have to know. And this is a central sector scheme which has the 100% grant in aid from the central government or the government of India. And this is also a scheme was implemented by the TriFed, which is the nodal agency for the implementation of this Pradhan Mantri Janjatiya Vikas Mission. And we have to know about this mission in detail so that they may reflect in the UPSC prelims question. And there is another scheme called the Pradhan Mantri Adi Adarsh Gram Yojana, which is implemented or established on the basis for the implementation of DPSP with respect to the Article 38 of subclass 2 and 46 of Indian Constitution. And this is for, specifically for implemented for the empowerment of scheduled class majority villages, that is scheduled class communities majority contains village will be the focus of this scheme. And there is another scheme called the PN Janman, that is a homework for you all, like a homework for you all, because you have to know about this scheme and what are the features with respect to this scheme, and it will comes under which ministry, that we have to know. So please work on these schemes and have a detailed description about these schemes, because they may reflect in the UPSC prelims question. So take it as a work for yourself and dedicate some time for creating notes for these schemes. With this, we move to the next topic. And this news article taken from The Hindu will elicit about the Apollo 30 mission, which is a moon landing mission taken by the US government at that time. And a prominent leader or the pioneer in the space flight history, who is known as James Lowell, who got recently died because of his age factors. And with this article, we are going to discuss about the Apollo 30 mission of US, which will be a moon landing mission, as well as the famous pioneer personality known as James Arthur Lowell. And this James Arthur Lowell was born in the year of March 25 of 1928 in the Ohio state of USA, and he died recently because of his age factor in the date of August 7, 2025, which will be a great loss to the community who are involved in the space research as well as the space flight. And he is an US Navy captain by profession, as well as an NASA's astronaut who undertook various missions under the NASA, and he's also acted as a test pilot, and he is also an author. The space missions the Mr. James Arthur Lowell was undertook was Gemini 7 of 1965, Gemini 12 of 1966, Apollo 8, a prominent mission in the history of US with respect to the mission to moon, which was undertook in the year of 1968, and it is the first mission to leave Earth's orbit to circle around the moon. And more important mission to moon which was undertook by the US at that time was that Apollo 13 in the year of 1970, and Mr. James Arthur Lowell was the crew commander. He also led to the survival of this crew because the oxygen tank got exploded during this mission, and he under his able command, the crew got survived in this mission. And moving to the Apollo 30 mission, we will get to know more about the Apollo 30 mission. And with respect to this Apollo 30 mission, this is one of the prominent mission undertook by the US to land the spacecraft on the moon. And this mission was launched on April 11th of 1970, and the crew members involved was James Lowell, who got recently deceased, and the other member was Jake Swigert and the Fred Hayes. And the main thing we note from this Apollo 30 mission was the region that the Apollo mission was about to land was Moon's Fra Maura Highland, which can also be asked in the UPSC questions. This Fra Maura Highland was recently in news, or this Fra Maura Highland was in relevance to which of the following, like they may ask about the options provided with relevance to this Apollo 30 mission. And the incident of Apollo 30 mission that shook the world and the crew got miraculously survived was the oxygen tank exploded, and the mission was interrupted by this oxygen tank explosion, and which led to the non-landing of this spacecraft into the moon's surface, which will cripple the power as well as the life support provided to this crew members. But the under the able command of this James Lovell, the crew got survived by conserving the energy that the space module that was created for the landing of this mission, and they able to survive the moon landing by circling the moon, and able to land this lander module into the earth surface. And this moon landing was aborted because of this oxygen tank explosion, and they made the lunar module as the lifeboat for their survival. And the crew got survived and returned to the earth safely on April 17th of 1970. And after that, the mission undertook by the US, which was the first mission to land on the moon successfully, was that Apollo mission. On that mission, the famously known person Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin was the first human who walked on the surface of the moon. And with this background, we have to know about the India's moon mission, that is recently undertook mission was the Chandrayaan 3, which is a successful mission which contains three modules, that is propulsion module, lander module, and the rover module, which was the successful module with respect to the or with comparing to the previous module of Chandrayaan 2, which got failure because of the non-establishment or the non-implementation of this lander and rover module. And this mission will be a success module, and the lander module is called as Vikram, and the rover module is called as Pragyan. And the Chandrayaan 3's propulsion module, that is the first module which has a specific payload called shape, that is known as spectropolarimetry habitable planet Earth, which is also a specific payload, and which is also important for the UPSC preparation, which analyze or experiments the habitable areas of Earth through the lunar surface. This is also can be an prelims question, and it can also be reflected in the prelims question. So we have to note that, and we have to also have a take note on this India's moon mission as well as the India's space mission in common. With this, we move to the next topic. This news article taken from The Hindu will elicit about the new scheme which was introduced by the Ministry of Education. That is, the scheme is called as MERITE Scheme, which is very relevant to the strengthening of various technical institutes across the Indian region. And with this, we move to the further section of the video where we get to know about this scheme and the challenges behind this implementation, and the detail with respect to this scheme for the preparation of UPSC. And moving to the scheme is called as MERITE Scheme, and the acronym of this MERITE Scheme is that multidisciplinary education and research improvement in technical education, which is very focused on the technical education part of the Indian curriculum, and it encompasses around 275 institutions across India, which constitutes of 175 engineering institutes as well as 100 polytechnic colleges across the Indian territory. And the duration of the establishment of this scheme was around 2025 to 26 to the year of 2029 to 30, which will extend around 5 years. And the funding of this scheme was done exclusively by the central government of India, and the released amount was estimated around 4,200 crores in the initial outlay, and the additional support was provided through the World Bank loan, which is an external assistance, and the cost of the assistance provided by the World Bank was around 2,100 crores. And this is a type of central sector scheme which is exclusively under the granting aid of central government which aids 100% of its funding. And with this we move to the further next slide where we discuss about the and with this we move to the next slide where we discuss about the objectives of the scheme. And moving to the objectives of this MERITE scheme, it prominently focus on the technical education. And with respect to this technical education, it needs to be provided with the advanced quality manner, so it has the quality enhancement feature as well as the provision of distribution of this education to the institution in a equitable manner, as well as the governing of its technical education was exclusively governed under this scheme. And it also need to be aligned with the technical institute with the recently implemented policy known as National Education Policy of 2020. And it also focus on the promotion of research activities as well as the innovation which need to be taken with respect to this technical education. And it also focus on the skill development of the students. And it also issues guidelines with respect to the multidisciplinary technical programs. And this technical education is not only of a specific sector manner, and this technical education consists of multidisciplines. And this MERITE scheme will focus and issue guidelines with respect to this multidisciplinary technical education to make it more comprehensive as well as viable. And it also improves the learning outcomes as well as the employability of the students who are getting the curriculum under this MERITE scheme. And also it leads to the progress of the students in the society for their empowerment as well as the employability. This MERITE scheme have the peculiar objective with respect to the strengthening of the research based industry with the association with the societal linkage. And it also developed the future academic leaders. It laid the foundation for the establishment of a student with to project themselves as a leader in the society as well as in the sectors of innovation as well as in the technical field, with the focus more to be provided to with respect to the women faculty and their involvement in the teaching field with respect to technical education, as currently the India faces a lack of women participation or the women faculty in the field of technical education as well as the technical study. And with respect to the interventions provided in this MERITE scheme, it offers an internship for the students to make the technical education into a practical manner, as well as it has to update the curriculum, that is the mode of teaching or the method they opt for teaching, as well as their learning skills or the learning knowledge or the learning material has to be updated with the industry's need, that is the switching industry or the evolution of the industry to the present times. For this, an example called as when the industry was in boom with the artificial intelligence, the industry with respect to the artificial intelligence as well as the machine learning got its boom. So the curriculum needs to be updated with the to be aligned with the artificial intelligence as well as the machine learning. Likewise, there is a boom on data mining as well as data science. On that time, the curriculum needs to be updated with the data mining sector as well as the data science sector. So like that, the curriculum needs to be updated. And as well as it also has the specific intervention with respect to the development of the faculties and their involvement and their method of teaching with respect to the curriculum. And they need to be organized the faculty development programs for their empowerment as well as the efficient delivery of this curriculum to the students who are getting educated by this under this MERITE scheme. As well as it also has the separate feature or the intervention with respect to the establishment of research hubs, which will create an incubation or the innovation, act as a hub for innovation as well as the incubation of regional participation. And it also supports incubation and innovation centers, which will focus more on the innovation side of the Indian technical education. And it also has the empowerment with respect to the establishment of skill labs and the maker labs, which will focus on the innovation side of the education. And with respect to the curriculum, it also has the specific intervention with skills related to language workshops for the enhancement of their language skills. We need go in line with the curriculum as well as their employability. And what are the expected outcomes on the establishment or the implementation of this MERITE scheme is the better quality assurance need to be delivered across the nation by the implementation of this program, and the governance mechanism with respect to the technical education that the industries or the educational institute got inducted under this program has a greater coordination as well as the equitable distribution of curriculum across the nation. And it also increases the accreditation rate of this educational institute, which will add value to their reputation as well as their image among the students who got enrolled in this educational institutions, which will be an synergetic manner. And it also need to be aligned with the market aligned curriculum, that is we discussed in the earlier section. If the market was aligned with the artificial intelligence, that curriculum also need to be aligned with this artificial intelligence and machine learning. So this also will be the expected outcome of this MERITE scheme. And the stronger research environment will need to be the core value of this technical education as well as the engineering model, which will lead to the innovation of various outcomes from this technical education. And as per the study of 2023 World Bank, the research environment with respect to this engineering capacity or engineering institute in India was specifically low in manner. And the other expected outcome was to improve the employment opportunities, with over 7.5 lakhs of students will be getting employment under this implementation of this MERITE scheme. With this, we move to the next topic. In a recent reply to the question asked regarding the development of hydrogen-based vessels, our Union Minister of Ports and Shipping, Mr. Sarbananda Sonowal, has provided a written reply in the Lok Sabha regarding the recent initiation of indigenous green hydrogen shipbuilding mission. And this news article was taken from The Hindu. With this article, we are going to discuss about what is indigenous green hydrogen shipbuilding mission is of, and about the green hydrogen. And what are the key highlights of this new initiated project is that India has started its building its first green hydrogen powered ships based on this green hydrogen fuels, and the builders who are helping this project was Cochin Shipyard Limited as well as the Masagang Dock Shipbuilders Limited. And this power ships was entirely powered using the indigenous hydrogen fuel cell technology, and the fund for this newly initiated project was around the 115 crores has been allotted under the National Green Hydrogen Mission. And this fund, under this National Green Hydrogen Mission, the allocated fund of this 115 crore was only for the year of 2025 to 26. And this newly initiated project contained two phases. First one is the retrofit existing vessels to use green hydrogen fuels, and the second is to build hydrogen refueling infrastructure at key ports. And what is this two phases of that? Retrofitting means replacing the earlier used or the conventional based fuel based fossil fuel based ships which are presently under operation, by replacing them into the green hydrogen based fuels cell technology, that make it more accommodative to this hydrogen fuel cell technology as well as the fuel. It will make the eventually reduce the carbon emission by this ships as well as the dependency over the fossil fuels as well as the coal based fuels. And the second phase is of the hydrogen refueling infrastructure, which needs to be revamped and to be constructed, because for refueling of this retrofitted ships as well as the complete operation of the after the complete operation of this establishment of hydrogen fuel cell technology into the ships, there needs to be infrastructure for proper refueling. So this infrastructure had to be developed at key ports for further utilization in the future. And who are the key partners who are involved in this project was Shipping Corporation of India as well as the Vavu Chidambaram Port Authority, who is the initial partners, who play a key vital role in the development of this new mission. And under the Vavu Chidambaram Port Authority project, there is a project for the creation of green methanol bunker facility in the Tuticorin with about 750 meter cube of green methanol bunkering. That is the infrastructure to store this green methanol for the future utilization of these ships which are based on this green fuel cell technology. And this also has to create a ports with green hydrogen hubs around in the areas such as Tuticorin, Deen Dayal port as well as the Paradip port are to be made the green hydrogen hubs for refueling. And this Tuticorin port is under the project of Vavu Chidambaram Port Authority, and this is Deen Dayal port was on Kandla regions of Gujarat, and this Paradip port was in Odisha. And what is the goal of this new indigenous mission was to promote eco-friendly maritime transport, that we discussed in the earlier section, that this doesn't produce any carbon dioxide or greenhouse gas, so it is a eco-friendly maritime transport, and it also reduces the sea route pollution. And what is the strategic aim of this new initiative was to make India a global leader or supreme leader in the green hydrogen shipping technology as well as the green hydrogen production. And what is this green hydrogen mission is that the main objective of this national green hydrogen mission is to establish India as a global hub for the production of green hydrogen technology and green hydrogen production as well as utilization, and to export this green hydrogen. And this national green hydrogen mission got the approval and sanction from the Union Cabinet in the year of January 2023, with the budget has been allocated around 19,744 crore, which is equivalent to 2.5 billion US dollars. And the nodal ministry of this national green hydrogen mission was Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. This can be asked in the UPSC prelims, that under which ministry the national green hydrogen mission was implemented or initiated. And what are the core components of this national green hydrogen mission is to incentivize, to enhance or to boost the domestic electrolyzer manufacturing unit as well as to enhance the production of green hydrogen. And this project has been pilotly implemented in various sectors like steel manufacturing, shipping manufacturing, long range mobility sectors as well as other sectors which are inevitable or hard to abate sectors using the conventional or traditional fuel based mechanisms. And this also contains a core component under this national green hydrogen mission is to create green hydrogen hubs for the creation of production utilization clusters with essential infrastructure. This means the area or the production unit also has the electrolyzer or the production unit of this green hydrogen technology, as well as it utilizes the same energy produced by this production unit of this green hydrogen technology or green hydrogen electricity to utilize its own production. And what is the policy support or the policy support with respect to this national green hydrogen mission is to enable the ease of production of this green hydrogen technology, as well as to waive the interstate transmission charges involved in the production of this renewable energy based hydrogen. And it also has the component to include the research and development as well as the skills involved for this production of this green hydrogen. And what are the expected outcomes within the year of 2030, which is the target year? The production has to be at least 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen has to be produced for an year, and the renewable energy capacity is around with the more than 125 gigawatts of renewable energy under this green hydrogen mission, and the investment will be around 8 lakh crores, and a new 6 lakh crore 6 lakhs of employment has to be generated and provided opportunities for the employment. And it also be an impact to save 1 lakh crore in fossil fuel imports that India majorly depends upon the fossil fuels with respect to other countries, and it also cut the around 50% million metric tons of greenhouse gas emission, which led to the achievement of target of carbon neutral economy as well as the green mission under India. And we also have to know what is green hydrogen. This green hydrogen is obtainment of this hydrogen using the electrolyzing of water, and this electrolyzing process involves the renewable energy for separation of hydrogen and oxygen in this electrolyzing process. And for this electrolysis they use renewable energy like solar, hydropower, etc. This process of obtaining this hydrogen using this electrolysis and with the help of renewable energy is called as green hydrogen. Hydrogen is of three types, that is green hydrogen is we discussed now, and there is blue hydrogen and gray hydrogen. This gray hydrogen is of creation or obtainment using the fossil fuels is called as gray hydrogen, and this blue hydrogen is also a previous year question which was asked in the UPSC prelims of 2015, and this green hydrogen is also a previous year question which was asked in the 2023 UPSC prelims question. And with respect to this blue hydrogen, it was produced using the natural gas with the process called as steam methane reforming as well as the carbon capture and storage technology. And we have to know about what is carbon capture and storage technology and this steam methane reforming. So please make a note of it, and please make overview about this production of hydrogen as well as this blue differentiation between blue hydrogen, green hydrogen as well as gray hydrogen. With this, we move to the next topic. This news article taken from the New Indian Express will briefly discuss about the climate denialism, that is the recent action taken by the Trump's administration, that is US President administration, with respect to the climate change as well as the energy sector. And what made this in the news and the context of this news was the recent action taken by the US administration for the removal of climate scientists who are involved in the process of creating a comprehensive set of data with respect to the climate change activities, and also for the deletion of this national climate assessment data produced by the scientists, which is a comprehensive set of data with respect to the climate change and its associated disasters, and also the rollback of the greenhouse gas regulations of 2009 by the US administration, and it also promotes the Environmental Protection Agency, which involves the project of promotion of climate skeptic reports, which also raised skepticism over the public and also creates suspicious over the administration of this US president, and it also erodes the US climate preparedness towards the climate change as well as the disaster associated with it, and it also weakens the international effort towards the tackling of the global warming as well as the climate change. And what are the recent action taken by the US administration towards the climate change as well as the energy is the rollback of the national climate assessment data, which was taken down from the official website which was published, and it also got shut down the website, and the scientists involved in this preparation of this comprehensive data also got eliminated. And the second action was with related to the climate regulation repeal, which was removed by the Environmental Protection Agency, which is about to be removed by the on the basis of legal compliance to the 2009 greenhouse gas legal basis. And it also in the third action was to create a nuclear push towards the establishment or restart of Michigan Palisade nuclear plant with the loan of amount 83 US millions. And the fourth action was solar cuts, which is a very significant event with respect to the action with respect to the renewable energy, which terminated the 7 billion project of solar for all low income program, which was eliminated or terminated. And the fifth action was the renewable setbacks, which has halted the major comprehensive program called the Grain Belt Express Transmission, which is an energy transmission program under the US Department of Energy that involves in the renewable energy transmission from the solar as well as wind energy to various regions of US. And what are the impacts that this recent action taken by this US administration was? And it undermines the scientific basis that it dismisses the national national climate assessment report prepared by the scientist, as well as the deletion of report from the website will create a suspicion as well as the skepticism, and it also downgrades the actions or the efforts made by this scientist. And the regulatory rollback is that it has to reconsider the 2009 greenhouse gas compliance of legal basis with respect to the climate change. And it also downplays this report, which also makes the administration more impact over the public, and it also makes the public vulnerable to the climate change activities. And the third impact was the spread of climate skepticism, as we discussed in the earlier topic, that it will create a skepticism over the public, or it will also downplay the administration's effort towards the climate change into the minds of public, and creates a misrepresent research, and will influence the public perception over the climate change data as well as the provided data as of now. And but by cutting down or the elimination of the solar power projects will end the low income solar program, which also limits the equitable renewable adoption by the government agency, as well as it also weakens or dwindles the global effort towards the climate change as well as the disaster associated with it. And this US action by withdrawing the Paris Pact as well as the policy reversals in the global greenhouse gas emission as well as the international climate cooperation will downgrade the activities or the initiatives taken by various nations towards the climate change activities as well as the disaster management associated with the climate change. And what are the suggested way forward for this actions towards the government US administration is that to restore the scientific integrity, that to reinstate the scientists who are involved in the process of creation of national climate assessment data, and to republish the climate data that they got involved, and which will protect the researchers from the political and also has to protect the researchers from the political interference to make the data into more viable as well as authenticated one, and to reaffirm the regulatory frameworks which was recently struck down, or to make the changes in the report will be reinstated, or to reaffirm the regulatory framework that needs to be strengthened, as well as to make them more viable for compliance to the regulations associated with it, and to promote the transparency mechanism towards the communication with respect to the reports that are produced related to the climate change activities, as well as to the public, for the peer review mechanism, as well as the comprehensive data for the comprehensive information provided to everyone in the society. And the final initiative or the final way forward for this section is to invest in the clean energy equity, which is more prominent because in the recent times the climate change activities makes the world more vulnerable to various disasters, and to revive and expand such program like solar for all will support the vulnerable communities involved and to met out the climate change activities and its associated disasters will be more viable one. Hope you guys like the video, and please share your positive comments in the comment section given below, and share the video to your friends, and please stay in touch with us by subscribing to the Shankar IAS Academy YouTube channel.